Do you have a pro shop? Nothing will ever happen in a pro shop, right? Well, do you sell products other than paintball related ones? If you have insurance for a paintball store and you decide to sell skateboards or real handguns or something else, your insurance policy probably not going to cover that. Do you require an adult 18 or over to purchase the paintball guns? Do you verify it? Do you let a 17-year-old come in and buy it for his younger brother? Is there a sign stating this, that they must be 18 to purchase a paintball gun? Is it posted? Do you offer a warranty? Is a warranty in writing? Is it on the receipt? If it's not on the receipt, it doesn't exist. Do you install products on their guns? If you do that, you modify the gun. The warranty is void by most manufacturers if you modify their gun. The liability now goes on to you because you modified the gun. Do you repair guns? Same issue. Or are you just changing O-rings? Changing O-rings is not considered a repair. Do you put an upgraded board into a gun? You've just changed it. You put it to Dow board, you put whatever board that didn't come from the factory. Now you've modified the gun, now the liability falls on you, product liability. Recommend not to offer any warranty other than what the manufacturer offers. Make sure you have a warranty disclaimer. Do not open, inspect, or test items sold before retail sales. Give it to them new in the box. Then they can't say that you modified it or did something to it. And then the factory will not say that it was an unmodified gun or a used gun. All right, what are your store liability risks? Filling of outdated tanks, trip and fall, modification of a marker or tank voids its warranty, sales to minors without parental consent. Those are all liability risks if you have a store. Working on a marker without being trained. Do you have certification to work on that marker? Or did you just learn yourself by taking it apart? Tanks not secured, CO2 tanks. Don't let OSHA come in and find you with a CO2 tank not secured. Not using safety glasses when filling tanks. If you have an employee get injured because you didn't enforce the rules, you're 100% liable. And if he comes in, let's say that he's a ref and works for you guys on the weekends, and the kid's 20 years old. He has a regular job, he's married, he's got a kid, and now because he lost his eye or got injured at the park while he was reffing, you don't have workers' comp? You don't think that that wife is going to have an attorney on you like white on rice? Because now he can't work? Sale of used markers or tanks is an issue. Recommendation to play at a field if it's not yours? Not smart. Because you'll be brought into the lawsuit because you told me to go there and it wasn't safe. Did you check it to make sure it was safe before you sent me there? Did you know that they had claims last week or last month or last year? Have a listing of 3 or 4 fields that are in the area. Let them make the choice. Selling a product that is not required or misrepresentation of that product. Receiving products on consignment is not covered under your insurance because it's not your property. It's property of others. Not teaching a customer correct use of the marker, how to use or safely operate the electronics of the cleaning the goggle lens, what to use, what not to use, how to remove it, how to put it back in correctly so that it's seated. Correct use of the barrel blocking device, how to use the darn thing. Have a customer sign that they were taught.
Selling a product that is required or
upsell.
Okay.
Tell them that the stock barrel doesn't work. That you need to have this other barrel. Or the stock board that comes in with it, we always have problems with it. Manufacturer hasn't fixed it. So for 150 bucks more, buy this board, make it work.
But I don't install it. Now I have them install
it. Still, but if you sell something to them that they don't need because you misrepresented that they did need it, you're liable.
Okay. So how do I go about recommending faster, talk to you, yada yada?
As long as you say that it enhances the performance of the gun, that they don't need it because it won't operate correctly, you don't misrepresent the use of the product, you're fine.
You don't need it, it enhances it.
Exactly. Don't lie to them. And don't sell them something that they don't need. If you got a brand new player coming in, why sell them a $700 gun? How many times are you going to play? I mean, you'll have more repeat business if you treat them right than try to screw them once. Because because you won't have them come back again. And you'll have an unhappy paintball player. Good questions. All right, field liability. Allow firing in a staging area. Do not allow firing in the staging area because you don't have control over it, whether it's a loaded gun or not. Is there one ball left in the chamber? One ball left in that barrel? Did they put a new barrel on that has a ball left in from the last time they played without the barrel blocking device? Don't allow it. Solves the problem. Not having waivers signed. Forget to have somebody sign a waiver. Or your system isn't perfected enough that nobody gets on the field till they go past you and signs a waiver. Not having correct training of the staff for the refs or documentation that they were trained. Remember, if it's not in writing, it didn't happen. Not correct fitting of the mask for the players. The ref should be making sure every player has their mask fitted correctly. Grab it, shake it, have them jump up and down. Shake your head like that. Let me see if it moves. If you got your ref involved with these groups and moms and dads are watching this happen, they feel that their kids are going to be safe. Your tips get better for your refs. It's proven. You make sure that they're cleaning their masks. They got towels. They're cleaning off their masks with water after each game. They're saying, hey man, did your hopper need filling? Hey, let me take care of that. I'll get some paint for you. Oh, you know what? You only got a couple more paint. Mom, do you want any more paint for the group? Yes, sir.
What happens when somebody, like we try to have our refs not do that so much in the case that you give the gun back to the kid and he drops it and the hopper opens. And now you lose like a full pot of paint. You need to clean the gun. The kid's unhappy because he lost all his paint. Do you have to give him more paint? Like, is there a rule for that? Is there a precedent? That's
going to be your choice as a field operator. What we did, we filled it while they were holding onto it, or we set it down on the table and we filled it. And then they came and picked it up. We tried not to let the rental people touch the guns unless we were getting ready to go out. So we had them on the tables, set in staged area, and then we took care of them. We had each ref go by. We had 2 refs minimum to every group. They'd make sure all the goggles were cleaned. There's no spray left on them. They're wiping off. Tell them, hey, next time we go to that field, you need to make sure you look left and right. They're coaching the whole time. These kids are getting excited. They're telling them, you guys ready to go play? All right, we got 2 minutes. You guys got to go pee. You better go now. Everybody get a drink of water before you go pee. You got to have excitement in those refs. They got to be turning these people, churning and burning. When they get done with that 8 hours or 6 hours or 4 hours or 2 hours of play, whatever it is at your field, those people that played have to walk off of that field with the best experience of their life if you're going to make money. Because you don't make money on them coming once. You make money on them coming 8 times in that 12-month period. So your refs are the most important people that you have. So if it falls, because he handed it to him, he didn't make sure that the ref, that the kid had a hold of it, and it fell out of his hands, or the adult, whoever it is, hook him up. Don't look like a schmuck. Hook him up. Don't say, you dropped your paint, you got to go buy more. No, oh man, I'm sorry. I thought you had it. Let me get you some paint. You look like a hero. Okay. That's what we would do. All right, not inspecting customers' equipment. Bad thing, not securing your tanks, no scale used for CO2. No filling compressed air tanks. If you overfill them, blow that burst disc. Not using safety glasses. Not testing safety netting at least every 3 months, if not monthly. Not having drinking water on site so people don't get dehydrated. Not having correct signage on site is an issue. Not chronographing all guns all the time, a couple times during the day, especially if you're in a heat area where you got your temperature changing from 70 degrees at 9 o'clock to 85 degrees. Especially if you're using CO2. Not inspecting the field for daily use, making sure the hazards are all been addressed. Stakes, making sure they're all below ground level. Boundary tape, making sure it's not busted, no deer ran through it, or kids during the week. Do not allow the customer to remove the tank. Not separating advanced and rookie players is an issue. Not watching for barrel blocking devices while in any safe area. Not having refs in the staging area. Not having enough refs on the field. Allowing teams to practice on the field without a ref. Yeah, we'll ref ourselves. We're sponsored. Joke. Not explaining safety rules to every player every time. Having it writing around a DVD, folks. All right, scenario games. Who's running them? Do you have somebody else run them, or a tournament, or is a association that brings games to each field in the area, your insurance policy only covers you, your employees, your volunteers for their acts, not for acts of other people. So if you have somebody coming in and throwing on a scenario game at your location, you better make sure they have insurance. Do you have somebody come in and sell air? Better give you a certificate of insurance naming you as additional insured. Are they coming in vending? Every person that's out here in the trade show has to have proof of insurance. Because the event's insured, but it insures the acts of the people putting on the event for PB events. It doesn't cover if on my booth falls over and hits one of you guys and injures one of you guys. Or if somebody accidentally fires a gun that had a ball in there and hurts somebody. Vehicles. Do you have golf carts, tanks, quads, motorcycles? That's not covered under the liability policy for a paintball field. Do you get certificates of insurance from the scenario producer or tournament series naming you as additional insured? Proof of insurance does you no good. Naming you additional insured gives you defense cost. Proof of insurance means that they're protected, not you. Workers, do you have a company come onto your property, set up tents, netting, generators, or porta potties? You better have them name you as additional insured so that you have protection in case something goes wrong. Remember, your policy will not cover acts of others.